Top 10 DevOps Tools. This video is brought to you by ZDEP Technologies and Services. What is DevOps? Over the years, DevOps has become quite the buzzword. It is actually challenging to describe it, but if we take a rough view, then DevOps is a combination of development and operations. So, the process in which the development and the operations team work together to adopt new techniques, better tools, and improve the collaboration methods to make sure that a good software product is released into the market is known as DevOps. There are 8 stages of DevOps. These stages are plan, code, build, test, deploy, release, operate, and monitor. All these 8 stages are essential in DevOps. And for these 8 stages, we have some tools. On the basis of their popularity and ease of use, we have made a list of top 10 DevOps tools. Now we will look at each one of them individually and try to explain that why are they so important. The first tool that we are going to see is Git. Git is a version control system and a source code management system. It supports most of the version control features like check-ins, commits, branches, labels, push and pull from a remote repository, etc. It helps you to collaborate with others, especially if you are working on a team project. For instance, if you integrate it with Slack, the team members get notified whenever a new commit or a new change appears on the project. Also, you are able to trace back to the most stable version of the project. Gradle. Gradle is another DevOps tool that is an open source build automation software. It is used to automate the process of building, testing, and the deployment of the software. Gradle is developed based on the principles of Apache and an Apache Maven work. It runs on JVM and the JDK must be installed to use it. Some of the major IDEs like Android Studio, IntelliJ IDE, Eclipse, and NetBeans all allow the import of Gradle. The third tool we have is known as Selenium. Selenium is also a free and open source portable automated testing framework that can be used to automate the process of test case execution for the web applications. We can develop scripts that would test the web applications against a multiple inputs and produce the corresponding output. Selenium also supports parallel test execution. Jenkins is another open source solution for continuous integration that helps in automating the sequence of actions that helps developers to build, test, and deploy their software. Jenkins is used by DevOps team for accelerating the production by benefiting from its power of automation. Jenkins is entirely free and available at no cost. Since it is written in Java, so it is portable across multiple platforms. Puppet is another open source configuration management tool that helps to automate the process of inspecting, delivering, and managing the software across the complete development lifecycle, and that too with platform independence. It automates infrastructure management to deliver software quickly and securely. It is used by 42% of the businesses that use DevOps, according to a survey. The next tool we have is known as Chef. Chef is another configuration management tool, and it is also used to automate and simplify the process of application deployment, its repair, update, and management of the application infrastructure. By treating infrastructure as the code, Chef uses pre-built and customizable policies to automatically effect the changes to the deployment infrastructure. It has API support from Azure, AWS, etc., which helps it to extend the configuration management to the cloud platforms as well. The next tool that we have on this list is Docker. Docker is a forerunner in containerization. It automates the process of deployment of the applications and provides integrated security for the cloud-native applications and other legacy applications as well. The most significant advantage of Docker is that it efficiently separates the apps into the containers, which helps them in securing and making the data transfer more easy. If a tool is required to simplify the complicated process of cloud migration, then Docker is the answer. The next tool we have is known as Kubernetes. Kubernetes is the most popular open source container orchestration platform. It helps to automate the processes of deployment, management, scaling, networking, and the availability of container-based applications. Using Kubernetes, Docker containers can be easily created automatically and assigned to the business service on demand, and it can also be scaled down afterwards. Deployment automation is the biggest benefit of Kubernetes in the DevOps world. It can be used to spin up development environment on demand and based upon the needs of the business. This is helpful in auto-scaling, rolling updates, and canary deployments. Next tool we have is known as the Ansible or Red Hat Ansible. It is also an open source software that helps in provisioning, configuration management, and application deployment. It requires playbooks or the YAML files to be created, which incorporate configurations, deployment, and other rules, and which is then executed on the Ansible managed nodes. Repetitive administration tasks can also be automated using Ansible and help in improving the scalability, consistency, and reliability of the application development environment. Last but not the least, we have EG Enterprise. Monitoring is a very important part of software development and deployment. EG Enterprise is a continuous monitoring tool that allows the tracking of the application performance in respect to the changes made to the code and helps to understand that how the changes affect the code performance. If there are slow transactions, EG Enterprises use distributed transaction tracing to highlight if that's due to a certain line of code or that is executing slowly, or if it is due to slow third-party calls or any other thing. In production environments, EG Enterprise alerts application teams of user experience issues in real time. Synthetic monitoring can be employed for proactive incident tracking before end user impact. So, these are some of the tools, some of the important DevOps tools discussed with you all, but they are not the only ones available in the market. These tools are open source and non-expensive, so if you are planning to start your DevOps journey, we recommend you to use these tools.